Welcome back to some more FIFA 17. I was so ready to say EA Sports UFC 2. FIFA 17 West Bromwich Albion career mode part 67 in this. And we got the transfer deadline day to get through. A few things to get through before we get into gameplay. We just rolled through deadline day relatively quick because there wasn't too much, just a few deals here and there. But first of all, I jumped into another national job. The Holland board came and hit me up, and it with the job, and there was, when it comes to national jobs, it has to hit me. Like, the job has to speak to me. The Scotland job spoke to me, but I didn't even upload a single match of that. I didn't play a single match of the Scotland job, and no one seemed interested in it. I'll do the same with the Holland job if no one's interested in it. But I mean, the job just spoke to me. The team, the kits, I was interested in that job. Most of the other jobs I'm not really interested in, but I decided to take it. A few deals going on right here, but we skipped to 3 hours left in the transfer window. Nothing much really happening on deadline day. Derby, a little talks between Derby and me for Nasser Chadli. So, but that broke down, as you can see. We were asking for about, I didn't really want to sell Chadli necessarily, but at the same time, I do understand he's getting a bit older. His stats were never great to begin with, and if he's not going to be starting, there's not really much point in him coming off of the bench. So, I mean, I was asking for about 13 million. They weren't willing to give it to me, so I wasn't, I ain't letting it go. It's that simple. He'll come off the bench. He'll still be a good player for us, obviously. He's been probably our best player for the first few seasons of his career mode. Maybe you could say Sturridge with the season he had last season, but he's only been with us for 1 year. Nasser Chadli's been our best player, I'd say, along with a few other players who have been performing quite well. But especially out of the players on the team at the moment, he's been the #1 guy. But we're getting into the first game after the transfer window, which is against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. I believe this game is played. And this is the lineup we're going with. Probably the strongest lineup. If I look at this, besides Sturridge obviously not being in the lineup because he's out for a few weeks, Rondon comes in up front. I'd probably say this is our strongest lineup that we could go with. Also, Karsdorp is not in there as well. I completely forgot Karsdorp is injured as well. So Phil Jones comes in at the back. That's why we signed him, to fill in. We have a few centre-backs who can fill in these positions. Players like Serdan Tashi, Lecher is obviously on the bench. Callum Jones, I'm even willing to give a few games to if we need to. And then we have a few youngsters that we signed. I signed a couple centre-backs who are Modic, who played in the Community Shield. And then we have another one. But you'll see those players as we go throughout this series as well. If we ever leave West Brom and go to another team, I mean, I'll probably ask you guys who you want to see me bring with us. Van der Meer, who just misses that shot right there, is pretty much a given who will join us if we ever do leave West Brom. But if I leave, it depends on what jobs come up as to whether I leave West Brom. I'm not going to leave West Brom just for the sake of it. If a job comes up that speaks to me, like the Holland job did, then we'll think about it. But we're still in this game against Crystal Palace. Only 20 minutes in, and a few chances have come before this one arrived on a plate for us, and Solomon Rondon puts it in the back of the net. A little bit fortunate for the way it came to us. I mean, we were going to get a free kick regardless at the end, but it fell to Solomon Rondon, and his finish is clinical. It comes to Jonathan Lecco. He does well getting around Soiree, who just completely body checks him, but it rolls to Rondon, and he just snapped up the opportunity. Got there to the loose ball and puts it in the back of the net past Steven Mandanda put it in the back of the net. So Solomon Rondon gets his first goal of the Premier League campaign, snapping up a nice little opportunity. He gets on the ball that time and plays it into Lecco. And look at the pace to just get there before Soiree and just burst down that right hand side. He's got he's got one option in the box. He's waiting for some more to come in. Obviously the threat is Rondon. And he gets the ball into Solomon Rondon's head, but he can't get enough power to get the ball past Steve Mandanda. So 35 minutes in, we're really growing into this game. First few chances fell to Crystal Palace. The next few are coming to us, and we did get ourselves into the lead. Obviously, Dele Alli trying to get himself another goal in West Bromwich Albion colours. His shot was just about deflected. You can't even see it in that replay, but Tompkins did deflect that one. It goes out for a corner. Martial is about to whip it into the box, and Christiansen has it. Good save from Steve Mandanda, and it's out for another corner. So 35 minutes into the game, like I said, Crystal Palace started better. We've gotten into it, but now we're just putting piles and piles of pressure on Crystal Palace. They can't even get the ball out. Phil Jones gets the ball on his head from that corner. It comes off the crossbar, eventually comes back to him. He volleys, and Steve Mandanda saves again. So all of those chances just in the first half before we get into the second half here again. And it's Martial again down the left-hand side this time. putting the ball onto the head of Solomon Rondon, and again his header just not enough behind it. You can see right there 60% possession before the 60th minute when Jonathan Leko finally doubles our lead. All those chances in that game to double our lead and we couldn't do it. Crossbars denying us, Mandanda's denying us, deflections denying us. No one denies us this time, and Jonathan Leko puts the ball into the back, and I almost called him Steve Leko. I'm so adjusted to saying Steve Mandandas in this video, but a man down in the middle of the box, I don't even remember seeing that, but beautiful 1-2 football between Leko and Rondon, and they get the ball into the box, and Leko, his finishing has improved so much since season 1, man. That was the one thing, the one problem I had with Leko. His finishing was so hit and miss. He'd miss one, he scored the next. He'd miss one, he's hit the target, he scored the next. But now it seems like, especially in positions like that, when there's one-on-one, he tucks it away, man. He puts it past the keeper. You can see a substitution going on right there as Crystal Palace get themselves their first shot on goal since like the first half, early in the first half as well. Martial in the 76th minute going on a little foray into the box. His shot just the slightest deflection which took it just wide of the post. Martial still yet to score his first goal for West Bromwich Albion, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all because he's creating chances like that. He's putting it on a plate for other players. He's had a few assists. Dele Alli into Ortiz Ramos, gets it through to Jonathan Leko again, and he scores his second of the game and our third of the game to kill it off, and he points to the back of his shirt in the wrong direction. You're meant to show the fans your name, bro. You out here showing your teammates your name. But Jonathan Leko again in that same position on the right hand side, shooting across the goal, putting it in the back of the net. Beautiful. Love it. I love Jonathan Leko is becoming an absolute beast, and he's one of the players again. If we did go out to a different team, I'm not sure actually if we bring him with us. I don't know, because he's a West Bromwich. I mean, we'd want to leave West Brom in a strong position as well, so that's something. So I mean, it depends how well he's growing. He's performing now, so maybe he needs a move to a bigger team. But I mean, saying that as well, you can only really move to bigger teams in career mode. You only get offers from really big teams. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd want to do that. But just before we get into this next game, you did see as well we conceded just before the end of that match. So it did end 3-1. But just before we get into the next game, I thought I'd show you really quick the squad that we're working with for Holland. I don't know. Did I actually scroll down? I'm an idiot. I don't think I scrolled down the actual selected squad. This isn't the team that I'm going to roll with. That was the team that was already selected. But I thought I'd show you the pool that we have to work with. Obviously, we have players like Karsdorp in there, players like Van der Meer. They got some good players. Kongolo, they still got Van Persie in the reserves, I believe, but I'm not going to be selecting him most likely. They got players like Lokeria, Strootman, obviously. They got a really good selection of players. They're not the best country, best nation in the world, but we can make them the best nation. And yeah, leave in the comment section a few players who you'd like to see selected for our first Netherlands matches. Again, that being said, that's if you want to see Netherlands. If you don't want to see no countries, no nation gameplay, just let me know, because I'm not in any rush to, well, not rush. I don't care, basically. I don't care whether we upload it or not. I don't need to be uploading that. I thought it would just be a nice little distraction almost to upload that. But we're into a game against Chelsea now, the last game of the episode, another 2-game episode, and we get a big chance right there as Brozovic gets in behind, but he's denied by the keeper. Quadrado this time getting in behind for Chelsea 40 minutes in. So 2 big chances for both sides early on in the game, and both chances are just put to sleep by the goalkeepers. Jack Rose making another really good save from the one opportunity, but Chelsea do get in again as Batshuayi plays it down the right hand side into Quadrado, and he's going to get a shot off, but Van Dijk takes him out 19 minutes in, he's about to go out and take the shot from outside the box. I was trying to block the shot, and somehow that's a red card for Van Dijk. Like, I kind of understand that it's the last man, but I mean, that's not a red card for me. It's not a red card for me at all. It's not a dangerous challenge. It's not malicious. You could consider him the last man. It wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity, but he's sent off for it. So we're down to 10 men against Chelsea. Only 20 minutes into the game as well. And to compile that pressure, Quadrado, I said pressure, to compile the misery, Quadrado puts the free kick in spectacular fashion into the top corner. That free kick it's only just missed the guy on the end of the wall as well, but still taking nothing away from the free kick. It's a beautiful one in off the post as well. Jack Rose diving to the bottom corner, but even if he dived to the top, wouldn't have saved it. 25 minutes in, we're trying to get ourselves back into this game, and I made a few changes after this, obviously, as a bicycle kick from Jonathan Leko is denied by the keeper. But I think I went to a 3-5-1 formation where we had, I believe it was a 3-5-1. 3, 4. I don't remember that. I can't remember because we had one striker, we had 2 players. I can't remember if we had 3 or 2 sitting midfielders, so I can't remember. But yeah, we went to that. And it actually worked quite well. As you can see, we're creating a few chances still with 10 men. Martial forces a good save. And I say Courtois was he was brilliant in this match. He fought another good save forced out of him from Martial this time. Christensen almost getting a goal against his former side. His header is cleared off of the line. Martial again coming down this right hand side. He's going to get to the byline, pull it back. It's a whole little pinball action before falling to Van der Meer. And his little acrobatic finish just goes wide of the post right there. But Chelsea coming forward again. Cuadrado plays it into Batshuayi. 40 minutes on the clock. Batshuayi racing away with all that pace, and he doubles Chelsea's lead. So with all the pressure that we've been putting on them, he goes down the other side, hits us on the counter attack, and the pace that they had going forward was tough to handle, man. Like, you guys know, I always have to say it, but the sliders that I'm using, I've bumped their speed and acceleration up. And with players like Cuadrado and Batshuayi, that's a death wish, man, because they're already fast enough. And with the formation I'm playing as well, there's always a few gaps in behind. And with 10 men as well, it's almost suicide. But we were putting a lot of pressure on them, and I was trying to get level before I thought about going a little bit more defensive. So we're trying to get ourselves back into this game again. 44 minutes in, shot saved by Courtois, forced to Sturridge, and his shot is deflected almost right into the path of the defender. So we're into the second half now. We still need to get ourselves a goal if we've got any hope of getting anything from this game. Dele Alli plays it into Sturridge, and he tries to pass it into the bottom corner, but his little side foot finish just wide of the post. There's no other player in the league you'd want in that position other than Daniel Sturridge, the way he's performed not only last season but the first few games of this season. But he's only just coming back from injury. He was still nursing the injury in this one when I decided to put him into the starting lineup. I tried to risk it. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe Rondon would have put that away. A fresh Rondon. I don't know. Maybe even Nolan Rue if he was playing. He's not really had many opportunities so far this season. Chelsea create another opportunity, and it's another brilliant save from Jack Rose, and he pounces on the second effort. But you can see right here, 90 minutes on the clock. We're just trying to get a chance, really, as Martial gets in behind. Still can't get his first West Bromwich Albion goal, but as you can see, he's still getting into the position, so I'm not too worried about that. But 90 minutes in, we did lose 2-0 to Chelsea. We lose our first game of the season and our first game at the Hawthorns. Well, not our first game. Our first loss at the Hawthorns is what I'm trying to say. 2-0, we had 10 men. I'm disappointed about the way it went down because I did want to start the season really well and go as long as possible without losing. But at the end of the episode, 3 points behind Chelsea in second place. It's not bad. Only 3 goals conceded, only 1 conceded for them. They're looking strong already early on. And the top 4 is Chelsea, West Brom, Everton, Spurs, and Manchester United. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.